learn as much as possible using this free tier account. Okay, so I have selected this free tier, and I'm going to create a sign up. So creating a sign up, congratulations, thank you for signing up AWS. Now go to the management console. This management console is going to be the better window from which 99% of the activities can be done. Okay, so it is similar like your Flipkart or Amazon shopping page. It is going to be similar like that, but there are a lot of other services that are going to be available here. So let me click on this one, go to Amazon. My role is, so welcome to services, sign into the console. Okay, personalize your experience. My role is the academic. I am interested in let's suppose I'm interested in DevOps. So this is personalizing experience, or we can simply click on the sign into the console. Let's click on sign into the console, and yes, better. Now you'll observe we have come back to the same window from where we clicked on the create a new AWS account, but now we have again come to the account. This time, beta, now I have the root user access, and I'm going to enter the root user email ID, and we are going to continue. So my email ID was Sahil Sharma dot official email at gmail.com. Let's click on the next one, password. Now again I need to enter the password that I have already set at the time of the creation. Now this is very important, beta. This root user is extremely important. I'm again going to say, beta, another users that you can now from this user you can create hundreds and thousands of different user. Okay, but this root user is going to be the very important one. You cannot afford to lose this root user. It's similar to the UMS. Now the administrator can create thousands of the students, like your user ID and your password. Thousands of the users can be created, destroyed as well, but the main account or the administrative account from where everything is happening, we cannot afford to lose it. So this is very important one. So I'm going to enter. I'm going to enter the password. Let's sign in. And finally, beta, we have reached to the management. Save password. No, never. I don't want to save this. Now, new AWS console home. Okay, maybe later. Now, but on daily basis, frequently AWS is going to make the changes. Now, the interface or the GUI will be updated, and this might pop up. ये आज से 6 महीने पहले this was not the pop up, but switch to the new console home, or maybe later. Okay, I'll say click on maybe later. I don't want to have this right now. Now you will see the new AWS console home will replace your existing experience soon. Starting from June 2022, the new console home will replace your current. That means automatically from June 22, it is going to replace. So why not to switch now? Let's switch now. So I have switched now. This beta console that you see here, this is going to be the new console. Beta, what we have understand, अब इसको समझने की कोशिश करते हैं. On the top left side, you will see AWS. यहाँ पे when you click, you will see these are the all services. Analytics में बेटा, these are the services: AWS Data Exchange, Pipeline, EMR. Then application integration, these are the services that are there. Application cost management, these are the billing calculator. आपका जब bill generate होगा, how you can set the budgets. What is the cost explorer? This is, by the way, cost management is going to be our next topic. Okay, blockchain के लिए services, compute. Now if you want to compute something on this one cloud, you can do this. Containers used in the DevOps, containers can be created here. Databases, if you want to create a DynamoDB, Elastic Cache, so all these databases can be, RDS can be created. Game development. So you will see these are the services. Lot of services are present here, from which whatever services we want, we can access it. Right now we are not going to start this, or even we can type here services, like suppose I'm going to type IAM. See, मैंने बेटा IAM type किया, so IAM resource manager, IAM services I'm getting here. So if you know the services by name, अगर आपको बेटा यहाँ से services search नहीं करनी, if you don't want to search the service from here, if you directly like EC2, यहाँ पे already है EC2, So if I type here EC2, you'll see EC2 services already there. Okay. So like this, you can search for the services as well. This is the console home. Now getting starting with AWS training and certification, how you can do, what is new in the AWS. So these are all going to be the theoretical part, which we are not going to do. AWS health, open issues, scheduled changes, notifications. As of now, since we have created now, so nothing is there that we can have. Cost and usage, हमने कितना use कर लिया और कितना pending है. So nothing is there as of now. This is going to be the basic one. Build a solution. So these services that you see here, these are the most commonly used services in AWS that you can find. Launch a virtual machine. बेटा अगर आपको virtual machine launch करनी है, उस पे operating system install करना है, so whatever, this is the with the help of EC2, within 2 minutes you can launch a virtual machine. So you can imagine the power of the cloud computing. बेटा if you are working in an suppose 10 years before down the line in 2010, अगर किसी को वर्चुअल मशीन अगर 100 वर्चुअल मशीन्स लॉन्च करनी होंगी when there was no cloud computing, it would have taken months to launch the service or the virtual machine. एक सर्विस को लॉन्च करने के लिए it might have taken months. इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कहीं से ऑर्डर होगा, वो आएगा, वो असेंबल होगा, नेटवर्किंग होगा, सब स्टाफ आएगा, बेटा इंस्टॉलेशन होगा, जनरेटर्स लगेंगे, एसीज इंस्टॉल होंगे because this will generate the heat. So lot of things goes into, but this thing you can do within 2 minutes. You can launch the machine. Okay. Development project you can do, connect to IoT device within 5 minutes, build virtual servers. Okay. Suppose you have developed a website, अब उस पे traffic ज़्यादा है, so there is a lot of traffic in that, and if you want to use the virtual servers within 2 minutes, so these services are the most commonly used services that we are going to discuss. Okay. Now free training, certifications, and the resources, everything is mentioned here. So if you need to have a resources, click on the resource, right click and enter here. So you will open, now this is going to open a new tab, training and support, exam prep. Let me stop the screen share and move to the next one. But abhi, now right now I've just opened another tab. So let me show what is open now. Training and certification का बेटा मैंने tab open किया. You can click on this. Okay. Now I have just clicked on this one. So AWS training and certification, and find the AWS certification preparation resource material certification with कितनी तरह की certification होती हैं, so that you can see here. Or if you want to have the exam preparation resources, materials you want to have, that is also available. Exam key schedule, if you want to schedule the exam for you, it is also available. How can learn phone certification exam, virtual events. So this page is going to provide you with a lot of additional insights. Cloud practitioner, the first one. Beta, if you are very attentive in the sessions that we are going to have, based upon this, you will be having the very good knowledge. आप directly ये वाला जो exam है certified cloud practitioner, ये आप दे सकते हैं. Solution architect associate, अगर मेरे पढ़ाने के बाद if you self study, आप 1 महीने या 2 महीने self study करेंगे, you can give this one. Similarly, you can prepare for this one and this one. So this is going to be the materials that you can use for the preparation. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to open the again AWS management console. So better daily we'll be studying the services from this AWS management console. So you need to be very familiar with this one. And beta, please do not limit this training to just 2-hour session. ऐसा नहीं है. I am going to speak and execute. If you are going to execute everything along with me, it is going to benefit you. बेटा डायरेक्टली मैं यहाँ से मैनेजमेंट कंसोल से ट्रेनिंग स्टार्ट कर सकता था, बट I have started from very scratch. I have shown you how you can create an account, how much money is going to be deductive, it is going to be refunded to you back. So I have told you everything. Okay. So, but anyone, any doubt?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, in new AWS Cloud Console, we have to select switch to the new console home or just maybe later?
अतुल बेटा दोबारा बोलो एक बार. Speak again.
Sir, in the new AWS console home page, we have to just switch on to the new console home or just maybe later? We have two options there.
You can do, see, it will be this updations will be anyways going to come in the June 22. So I am familiar with the older in GUI, but this time because it is going to be updated, so this is my also first time with this graphical interface. So will be practicing with the new GUI. So do it right now. Don't skip it to maybe later. Okay, do it right now. So I've got few comments as well. So just excuse me. Vishal sir, can we use the Slice credit card for it? Beta, if it is a Master, Visa or American Express, Vishal, you can use it. No issue, sir.
हाँ
Can we
सर,
use a
स्लाइस से हो रहा है, मैंने भी स्लाइस से किया।
स्लाइस से हो गया, मास्टर कार्ड हो जाएगा। सौरभ यस, Chaitanya is saying the payment method cannot be verified. Check your information. Try again. Chaitanya, beta, change your try to change the card if not working for you, sir. It is coming like it's when try Mastercard. Check your card number. All checked. When card using okay Mastercard done. So tell how to stop money cuts. Beta, we'll come to that. Sai Krishna, I cannot explain how I can stop from charges. Guess why? Because as of now, I am not using any services, so I'll not be charged. So on daily basis, as we're going to practice with new and new services, every time you use the services, you need to simply do not shut down the computer as it is, remove the services, terminate the services, delete the services, then close the account. So this is a very common practice that you need to follow. बेटा अगर आपने फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट सपोज इफ यू हैव क्रिएटेड अ वर्चुअल सर्वर और वर्चुअल इंस्टेंस, you simply cross it, you log out, but at the back end that server will keep on working, that instance will keep on working. It is going to consume all the free tier account, then it will be charging basis, and people have generally spent lots on lots of money, and I personally have better lost money with this one. So this is a very good thing that I'm telling you the very first point कि बेटा इसमें से charges कट सकते हैं if you are not very vigilant. Okay, so you need to be very careful that whatever services I'll be using, I'll be disconnecting or terminating it. Okay, after if you terminate, I'll tell you how to properly at the end of the training, after this training is going to close, I'll tell you how safely and securely how to shut down this account completely so that आपके जो पैसे हैं वो ना कटे. So we'll come to that portion, but not right now since this is a beginning, but at the end of training I will definitely tell you. So don't worry, you will not be charged straight away. इतनी जल्दी पैसे नहीं कटेंगे, but you need to be very careful with this one. Okay, so we were discussing the services are there. You can search for the service from here. This is the console. This is the cloud shell. I'll come to this portion later on. ठीक है बेटा, ये cloud shell है. जैसे आपके Windows या Mac operating system में you have a command line interface. We have a command line interface. In the same way, AWS, if you want to use the shell scripting or if you want to use few executing commands, and you don't want to do it into the operating system in the Windows command prompt or the Mac, if you don't want to do it, this is the command line interface provided by the AWS within this one. So ये जो command line है, this is also on the cloud. The name is going to be Cloud Shell. Okay, so better you need to keep a track, keep on writing, keep on understanding what is Cloud Shell and all these things, because when I'll be taking the assignments, I'll be having a questions whatever we have discussed within the class. Okay, so this is Cloud Shell. We'll discuss in the coming lectures. This is notifications, and what is this? But what is this? This is the region. I have told you when I was discussing that we'll have the multiple region. So this by default, this region is selected. Now when I'll click on this, but can you see these regions? Automatically you will see that you are going to have lot of regions. Can you see these regions? So East, US East, US West, Africa, Asia Pacific, Hong Kong. So this the closest one, which is the closest one out of all this, but Asia Pacific, Mumbai. So this is the better region, and how this is going to be denoted, this the name is also given, AP-South-1. Okay, AP-Southeast 1. This is the nomenclature with which these regions are going to be specified. So you can see this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22. As of today we are discussing this, there are 22 regions present all over the world. So I'm going to use this one, Asia Pacific. As of now I'm going to change the region. So I have changed the region. You'll see the page has reloaded. But now there might be the few services that are available in Mumbai in this regions, and if I'll change the region suppose to Canada, so I'll change the region to Canada. Now you'll see when I'll change the region to Canada, so this is the region is changed to Canada Central. Might be the case the few services that are present here that are not eligible, okay, or might be the services that are present in Canada might not be present in the Mumbai. So this is the region that you can select as per your preference. Now, what should be the ideal criteria for choosing? Which region should I choose? Because common sense says that whatever region is closest to my current location, I'll prefer using that region. Okay. So if I'm sitting in an India, I'll preferably use Mumbai as a region. So tomorrow, if I relocate to any other place, I'll try to prefer using any other region. So the criteria is very simple. Whatever region you are currently in, try to choose the closest possible one. Okay, so after this we have seen the regions also, and region also, see at the top right there, so you will see this Sahil account ID. This is very important account ID. This is account ID for the root user. Okay, beta, this is account ID for the root user, and you can move to this accounts, and you can see billing dashboard, security credentials, and let's move to the accounts and see the basic overview that what we can have in accounts. You will see all the information here. Billing information, you can have it from here. Okay, accounts. So account ID is there, account name Sahil administrator, password is there, contact information which I gave at the time of the creation of this one. So you can click on edit here and you can update the information. Suppose if I contact number or city is updated, I can click on this. Alternate contact, so billing, contact, operations. So security, I have not given anything. Suppose beta in your business you have a separate billing team or the separate accounts team that is going to manage, you can have the details entered here. Configure security challenge quotient, so if anyway you lose it, you need to have a security quotients, you can enable here. So when we'll be discussing the MFA, multi-factor authentication, MFA, beta us cases mein I'm going to explain you what is the security quotients and how we can enhance the security. Now this suppose Netflix, NASA, McDonald's or Airbnb, these are very big companies, so they need to have this accounts secured. So it is very important to use the MFA or multi-factor authentications. We'll come to that portion in a while. Okay, so then comes the AWS regions, recommends using the regions security tokens endpoints to reduce latency. Now, okay, what this happened, give me a second. So AWS recommends, but what is written, AWS recommends regions, आपको choose करना है AWS security token service STS endpoints to reduce latency. Beta, if I'm sitting, see, beta, if I'm opening this one, it has automatically changed to global. Understand whatever each and every word I say. That means this page that currently I'm working in, this is globally same for every user. चाहे वो बेटा कनाडा में है, चाहे वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में है, चाहे वो अमेरिका में है. So this is page is going to be same for everyone, irrespective of the region. So automatically यहाँ पे global लिख के आ गया. That means this is the global service. This is the global page, and it says that कि we need to use the service जो कि हमारे बहुत करीब है, that is very close to us, in order to reduce the latency. Latency means delay. So in order to reduce the latency, we need to use the region that is close to us. If I'm sitting in an India, I'm using the region as the Canada or America. No doubt the services might work, but it is going to have a high latency, high delays are going to be there. Okay. Now you will see regions are more thing regions we would like to operate. Some regions such as East enabled, and by default I can operate in these regions. So few of the regions are by default enabled. Few are disabled. I can enable that as well. Africa, Cape Town, I can enable disable. This is again very important. IAM user role access to billing information. But IAM user क्या होंगे, जो कि the users that I am going to create with my administrative account. For example, बेटा मेरे पास यूनिवर्सिटी का अकाउंट है, वहां से मैं IAM यूजर बोल दूं, या I am going to create multiple student accounts from this administrative account. So this IAM user, what is the role of this IAM user and how the billing dashboard is going to be. So we can see that as well. Contact information है, communication preferences है. Okay. Government cloud, in if you are in the if you are working in the US government, and separately if you want to have a private cloud, so you can sign up for the AWS government cloud only for the US customer. And if you want to, now at the end of the bit of this training, at the end of the training, when I am going to shut down everything, so in that case close account. So when you want to close this account, you need to click on everything and close this account. Not directly, but usse pehle we need to disable all the services that might be running, and at the end of the month when we'll be completing the session, I'll be closing my account from this point. Okay, so this is how the billings and orders and invoices, whatever orders you have done, whatever billings you want to chase, and there is no billings, download CSV file, you can do cost categories, free tier. Now this is the free tier. Okay, now AWS free tier, that means whatever services that I have for the free tier, so no others. See, but before closing the account, come to this point free tier and see what are the services you have used and what is their free tier user limits, whether you have crossed this limit, current usage kitna use kar liya, forecasted usage how much is expected for from you, then cost explorer how much you can have the cost, launch the cost explorer will see that, then the budgets and the reports. So these are the few things that you can have here. I've got the message, give me a second. uh, where you Rohit Kumar, how to remove service, my role में student लिखना है था या कोई academic researcher, बेटा write academic or student, write anything, कोई भी बताओ. So beta, I have selected administrator or the admin, you can type the student as well, it's not going to make any difference. Sir, I'm getting error repeatedly for the payment, what to do now? Krishna beta, I have done it in front of you. It's simply because of the cards. The only recommendation I can do is try to change the card. Okay, use credit card or debit card. Try to use the HDFC card, beta. It works absolutely fine with HDFC cards. Okay, I tried Visa. Then try to use beta the Mastercard, because the creation of account is very important. Uh, and okay. So we have discussed bit of the basics overview of the this AWS management console. So billing conductor, free tier, cost allocation, cost tags, budget reports. Now this budget report is also going to be very important. Budget reports, nothing is there. We have not used anything. So budget report we need to create. Let's suppose I create on the budget report. The name of the budget I need to give, daily frequency, that weekly I want to have the budget report daily or the weekly basis. Report का नाम क्या होगा? We can create the budget report here. Okay, the option to set up auto adjusting budget is now available. The auto adjusting budget dynamically changes the budget amount based upon a baseline you define. Okay, I don't need it as of now, so let's move back to our home. Let's move back to the home billing dashboard. Nothing is there, so we have not used anything as of now. Coming on to the management console. Okay, but are you having any doubt in this one? Whatever we have discussed, please tell me, because now we'll be starting with the first service, that is going to be IAM. Clear? So if any point of time, beta, you have any doubt, you can ask me the doubt. So I am going to stop my screen share. This is just an overview of the management console. Now we are going to start with the first service, that is going to be IAM console. So I'm going to move back to this whiteboard, but I'm going to start. I have got one message. Console home pathway show air. Krishna, I'm not getting console home pathway show air. So control home pathway show, sir. Better simply click on a pathway. Simply on the top left corner, you will see an icon of AWS. Click on simply that icon, AWS icon. You will reach to the management console homepage. Okay. Simply click on the icon in the top left corner. So now we are going to start with the next one, IAM users and the groups. Now let me write it, IAM. इसके अंदर क्या आता है, users, you can create users and you can create the groups. Now beta, why this IAM okay, by the way, what is this IAM? Beta, IAM stands for identity and access management. Write down, IAM stands for identity and access management. Let me write it here, identity and access management. But can anyone, let's not this have a one-way communication. I have already spoken. Can anyone read this? What is identity and access management? Reading this IAM, what does this mean? But what you understand from these words, identity and access management? क्या होगा? What is this services going to be? Anyone can unmute and tell me what is this IAM? क्या हो सकता है? Before we discuss about this one, can anyone tell me what is this IAM? Yes, beta, please participate. What can be this IAM? बेटा मीनिंग लिखा है वहां पे. IAM stands for identity and access management. So your screen is not shared. So but I'm writing on whiteboard. Is it visible to everyone? Whiteboard?
No, sir.
It might be used for the access control, that who can access the
Okay,
account.
just okay. Oh, give me a second. Give me a second. Let me share bit of whiteboard with everyone. I have already shared. Those who might have joined late, but एक link है. So those who have joined late, please visit on this link. And this is the link of the whiteboard that I'm currently using. Yes, बेटा कोई बोल रहा था. Yes, please tell me. What is this IAM? क्या हो सकता है?
Yes, sir. So I am saying that means there is a one admin and which can see tell you which user can access which services.
Okay, correct. Very correct. What else?
So it might be used to control and manage that who can access the account and all the permissions of the server.
Okay, so but I am checking my text message. So let me tell you, dear customer, transaction of INR 2. ₹2 कटे बेटा मेरे सिर्फ ICICI बैंक अकाउंट से. It's not even the 80 rupee. So I hope everyone can afford ₹2 deduction from their accounts. For creation of this account, only ₹2 is deducted from my account. Is there anyone else? Yes, ₹2. बाकी के भी ₹2 कटने बेटा. सभी के ₹2 होंगे फिर तो. Okay, yes, same for okay. So it is not beta $1. It is just ₹2. So this is deducted. Yes, coming on to the IAM services. Beta IAM, and please tell me, is there anyone who is still not able to see this whiteboard? Beta अभी भी कोई ऐसा है who is not able to see this whiteboard? Is it visible to everyone? Please, you can raise your hand, you can unmute yourself, and you can point out. So this IAM stands for identity and access management. Okay, identity and access management. Now beta, we'll understand by taking an example. Suppose karo I am an owner of Amazon company. I hope I am an owner of this AWS company. I have a company AWS. ठीक है, Amazon मेरा company है. Now within this company I have 1 lakh employee. I'm assuming I have 1 lakh employee. Now 1 lakh employee, better there might be 100 people that are into accounts team. ठीक है, there will be 1,000 people that are looking for the graphical user interface GUI. There are few people that are looking for GUI, 1,000 people. There are suppose 10,000 people, 10,000 people, those who are constantly working in my company for security purpose. They are enhancing the securities. There might be few people that are working in an accounts department. Let's suppose 100 people are working in an accounts department. Now, my root account, now listen, understand carefully, better. My root account is going to have unlimited services, and all the services are available to the root account. I can access any of the services. But tell me, if I have all the 300 services, suppose total 300 plus services are there. So if root user is having 300 and plus services, should I provide access to these 300 services? बेटा क्या ये accounts को भी access है इसका? ये 300 services ये developer भी access कर सकते हैं. These 300 services can be accessed by the this developer team, this database team. Should I allow everyone to access everything? So that's a horrible thing. That will be a nightmare for a company if you provide every permission to every user. Okay, so generally every permission is not provided to every user. Like as a student, but can you see the salary slip in your UMS account? Tell me, can you see the salary slip? No, you cannot see that. That option is not present there. But from my UMS account, I can see the salary slip. So that means there are few features that are provided to few users, but they might not be provided to rest of the users. So that means access. So we are talking for the access. That means all 300 services should not be provided to everyone. What should be the criteria? The minimum services required, हमारा purpose क्या है? The minimum services required should be provided. So if these 100 people needs only if 2 services, so I should not give access to 298 services. Only for 2 services I need to provide the access. Similarly, for these 1,000 people, suppose if they need 5 services to work, I need not to provide 295 services access. I need not to provide them. Okay, so that is what we call as the access management. That means a particular category of user, if someone is working in an accounts department, better they might not be able to see how the developers are going to work. So if any developer is going to work, they might not see that how the accounts are going to be managed. So this is how the different people in this AWS organization, 1 lakh IAM users are required to be created. Okay, so for every person I need to create their own account. Like every student have their own UMS account, in the same way every person, every employee working for AWS or every employee working in any organization, they need to have their own account, and that accounts are called as the individual IAM account. Okay, these are called as the IAM account. We can create the users in an IAM account, or we can create the groups in an IAM account. कैसे? Let me tell you. Just give me a second. Just give me a second, beta. Okay, so let me share the screen and show it to you. Okay. But give me a second, I'm trying to share the one. I'm not able to share the entire screen. Give me a second. Okay, so I have changed the setting, but I need to rejoin the meeting. I'm not going to share the screen right now, the entire screen, but let me Google it and show you the service because that's an easy one. IAM users. But in the meanwhile, please create an account. Those of you have not created. Okay, let me draw it here. So instead of wasting the time, so let me draw it. So better, let's suppose I was about to tell you that you have the root user here. So let's suppose you have the root user. Okay. Now either you can have a direct, this is IAM user. I'm going to create here as a user. This is going to be IAM user. Or I can create here as a group. Or I can create it here as a group. This group can further have lot of users. So both the things are possible. Okay. Similarly for this one. Now this root user, beta, this is the main admin that we have created. ये मैंने लिख दिया था बेटा, इसका मेरा नाम है Sahil underscore administrated, which is my root user. Now from root user directly you can create this IAM user. So you can create this IAM user directly. बेटा ये directly भी user create हो सकता है. Or you can create the groups. You can create the groups, and inside that groups you can have the users. Like for example, this is going to be the developer group. This is going to be the developer group. This is going to be the operations group. This is going to be the operations group. Now beta, you cannot have two groups. This cannot be combined. That means two groups cannot be combined together. This is not allowed. Two groups, development and operation groups, cannot be combined together. This is not allowed. But this is allowed. A user can belong to more than one group. Okay, one user can belong to more than one group, but one group cannot be clubbed together into the another group. तो जो groups हैं बेटा, development and operation, ये group combine नहीं हो सकते, but we can have the person. Now let's suppose this is the person, let it be a Bob, let it be the Bob. अब ये हो सकता है Bob is working for the development as well and Bob is working for the operation as well. So one person can belong more than one groups. This is allowed. Okay, but I hope I am making sense, and these are the very tricky points that you need to understand. One user can have more than one group. कि देखो बेटा एक यूजर ये है, ये सिक्योरिटी का काम भी देखता है, ये अकाउंट्स का काम भी देखता है, तो ये अकाउंट्स वाले ग्रुप में भी ऐड है और ये सिक्योरिटी वाले ग्रुप में भी ऐड है. एक सिंगल यूजर कैन बी ए पार्ट ऑफ द डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स. Okay, so this is also allowed. I hope you understand this. And there are security policies. Now the purpose is, but now the next question that you should ask. Now you should ask, sir, what is the reason that why we are making the groups? Groups beta क्यों बना रहे हैं हम लोग? Why can't if there are 1 lakh employee, why can't I make directly from root user? Why can't I have directly IAM user? Why I'm making these groups? Anyone, can you give me an answer to this one? Why I need to create the groups? What's the benefit that I can have if I create the groups?
Sir, to make the task easier and simple.
Very good. Or
Time consumption.
time consumption कैसे बेटा? Saurabh, can you explain a little bit more? बताओ बताओ.
Took less time in groups.
See बेटा, एक
to
चीज,
do.
let me make one thing clear. This training has nothing to do with the LPU. So consider me as your elder brother or consider me as your mentor, consider me anything. So there is nothing going to be wrong if you'll say something that you might feel that it is silly and you should not say it. Please do not restrict yourself. See, दिस इज टोटली योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. जितना बेटा आप चाहें उतना मेरे से एक्सट्रैक्ट करवा सकते हैं. यू कैन एक्सट्रैक्ट फ्रॉम मी एज मच एज पॉसिबल. अदरवाइज आई हैव प्री प्लान्ड टास्क. सो मेरा जितना मेरा काम है, आई एम गोइंग टू डेली डिलीवर इट. सो प्रैक्टिस, ट्राई टू आस्किंग द डिफरेंट क्वेश्चंस बिकॉज दिस इज द स्टार्टिंग ऑफ द टेक्नोलॉजी. इसके बेसिस पे ये कोई ऐसा सब्जेक्ट नहीं है. दिस इज नॉट वन ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट दैट यू नीड टू पास in order to get a passing marks. This is something we are understanding because based upon this we want to get a good job. अगर आपको एक अच्छा जॉब बेटा क्रैक करना है तो आपके बेसिक्स और आपके फाउंडेशंस जो हैं वो बहुत क्लियर होने चाहिए. सो ट्राई टू आस्क एज मेनी क्वेश्चंस एज पॉसिबल. लेट इट बी सिली क्वेश्चंस. ट्राई टू आस्क. क्यों करना पड़ेगा? जब भी बेटा व्हेन आई से एनीथिंग, हमेशा आपके दिमाग में आना चाहिए, सर क्यों? व्हाई आर यू डूइंग दिस? व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ डूइंग दिस? व्हाट इज द बेनिफिट ऑफ डूइंग दिस? So you should ask such questions. Ritu, beta batao mere ko. Ritu, tell me. You have not been participating. Why do we need to create the groups? No answer. Are you present there? See, this is going to create a problem. Beta, assessments are already lined up. जो भी हम डेली बेसिस पर डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, यू आर गोइंग टू हैव असेसमेंट्स, एवैल्यूएशंस होंगी, marks आएंगे बेटा. this is going to impact lot of things to make things easier. Yeah, that's the answer. Groups are made to make things easier, but how? कैसे? How this is going to make things easier? You'd limited assessing divisions of, yes, Kranti is giving the very correct answer. Use make things easier by providing the limited assess. Division of work maybe. Okay, I'll tell you. Let's suppose ये एक root users है. This is direct IAM users. But now I'm going to introduce the next topic, जो क्योंकि because it is linked with this one. So why I'm asking you this? Because I'm going to start with the security policies. Security policies. So if it is a root user, you directly create an this IAM user. But the security policy will be inherit default. There are the default security plans that are going to be inherited by this IAM user. But now let's suppose I have this developer. So if I want to modify some security policies, let's suppose I want that the computers on which these developers are working, this should be turned on from 9 to 5 only. तो जैसे 5 बज के बेटा 1 मिनट होगा, all automatically their computers will shut down. So that means if I want to have any security policy or any of the policies that I want to deploy for a specific set of people, ठीक है? अगर मुझे ओवर टाइम बेटा एलोकेट करना, if I need to provide the bonuses, there are few things that I want to apply to the some specific set of people. In that case, I need to create the groups. Managing the groups is going to be an easier task as compared to the managing the individual users. For example, LPU LP is going to have architecture, law, hotel management, MBA and engineering. ठीक है. Engineering divided to CSE, ECE, mechanical, civil. CS is divided into 9 domains. 9 domain. Domain for program methodology, domain for artificial intelligence, domain for data structures, domain for machine learning. 9 domains are there. Each domain is going to have 20 faculty members. So I belong to one of the university in engineering college, in CSE department, in a D5 domain I am working. So I am a part of the group. But now tomorrow if anything happens, so suppose the chancellor says that okay, there is a one policy, it is applicable to only engineering block. So all the people working in an engineering block are going to be affected by this. If any policy is there that is going to affect the architecture or agriculture, so all the other units are going to affect it. So managing is going to be one of the very important point with which you can manage the people. Okay, so that's also one of the correct answer. Sir, nothing visible on whiteboard. Ajit Kumar, but yes, don't better leave the meeting and then rejoin. So this might create a problem, and I'm going to place it here. So that means this groupings are going to be very important in IAM users. So the first point is root account created by default. Okay, so let's have the multiple important points. Let's discuss them. Okay. But read this point related to IAM. So IAM stands for the Identity and Access Management, which is what? This is a global service. That means even if you are selecting the region as Africa, Canada, or the India region, so this IAM Access Management, this is the global service. ये global service है. So every time beta we'll be discussing any services, I'll be telling you simultaneously whether it is a regional services, whether it is a global service. IAM is a global service. So root account created by default. हमारे पास root account, this is created when I have made the payment. Root account is created by default and it shouldn't be used or shared. Better write down this point. Why can't root account should be used or shared? Why can't root account be used or shared? Because this is highly confidential. Lot of confidential information is present in root account, the access to all the 300 plus services present to root account. So root account should not be directly used or shared. For what purpose? Users are the people within your organization. So 100 users, 1000 users, these are the users that are present in your organization and can be grouped. They can be grouped into different groups. Now groups can be only contain user. बेटा बहुत ध्यान से सुनना, ये already we have discussed. Groups only contain users. Group cannot contain groups. Group के अंदर group नहीं हो सकता. Group can only contains the user, not other groups. User don't have to belong to the group. Okay, it is not mandatory for a user to belong to the group, because directly if you'll see here, directly any other, this is the root account, directly IAM user can be created from the root. It is not mandatory that any user needs to be part of the any group. This is not mandatory. Okay, so groups, user don't have to belong to the group and user can belong to the multiple groups. Yeah, beta, if you want, you can write down. These are the important points that generally are asked in the interviews. Okay, groups or user के बारे में. You cannot have a nested group. Okay, group cannot be present inside the group. That is not allowed. Second point is, it is not mandatory that every user should be the part of group. That is also not necessary. And it is also, this can also be the case that one user can belong to the multiple groups. जैसे कि one user Bob it is belonging to the developer group also. One user, it is belonging to the operation groups also. So one user can belong to the multiple groups as well. Okay. So I hope you have read this. Now a user can belong to the multiple one. Now after this, the next point is the user groups. Now permissions, the security permissions, beta एक JSON document होता है. So there is going to be the JSON document, and using that JSON document we can write our own security policies. So there are default security policies existing also, and you can write your own security policies. We'll see how this JSON document look like. Okay. Give me a second. Ajit Kumar has raised the hand. Change your slide, Ajit. Oh, okay, got it. So, let me share this. Okay, so next comes the beta IAM policies inheritance. So beta, if you have written, now the next point is, if you have written few of the now let's suppose beta security policies that we have been discussing, you have written few security policies in a JSON document. JSON document hoga ek, and very easy documents. Within this document, suppose you have written few security policies. Okay. Now the security policies, this can be applicable to the groups as well. This can be applicable to the single individual IAM user as well. Now suppose this is applicable to the group, but this can further be inherited. आप एक और group create कर लेते हैं. Let's suppose this is group G1, this is group G2. Now again, you need not to create this JSON document. That directly these security policies JSON document can be inherited. So we'll see how we can inherit the JSON document. Okay, so that is also very important. You can inherit the document. So let's move back to the console and let's see some practical. Okay, so this is the management console. We have already seen this, and let's go to IAM. I'm trying to create but users also. I'm trying to create groups also. हम user भी create करने की कोशिश कर. See, okay, let me remove this. But now I already know I can go to this one and I can search for the IAM. Okay, आप यहाँ से search कर सकते हैं, or you can go here and you can search for IAM user identity and access management. So IAM, the first option that you'll see here is IAM. The when you're going to hover your mouse over this, you will see you can create the groups, you can create the users, you can define the roles for them, you can define the policies for them, and you can see their access analyzer, which user is going to have what access. Okay, so first of all, let's try to create a one user. I'm going to create a one user. I have clicked on this user, and so you'll see introduction to the new user, list experience, find users. I don't have any user. Let's click on add user. I'm going to create one user here, and username, let it be demo, demo user one. Okay, I'm going to, if multiple users you want to have, you can create the multiple user. I'm going to create a user, username demo user one. But select AWS access type. Very very important कि AWS access type आप क्या चाहते हैं, what do you want this user to be, whether you want to have access key, that we'll see later on, or do you want this user demo user to log in with the password. I want this demo user one should log in with the management console password. Okay, now this console password, whether I want to have a custom password, मैं चाहता हूँ it should be logged with the this password. Okay, or let me show it randomly. I want this password, or you can, if you don't want to set a this password, beta, you can click on the auto generated password. Now the moment beta I'll complete with this one, an email will be gone to the user, and in that email it will be written that your username in this one and your auto generated password is this one. So this is going to be auto generated password. Next is require password reset. Now whether you want your user to reset their password after every 1 month or 3 months for security purpose, you can click on reset password, or if you don't want your user to reset password, you can skip this one. So I have not written this one. Okay, so demo user 1, it should log in with the password needs to be auto generated. I don't want to reset this. Click on the permission. See this, set permission. Whether I want to add this user to any group or copy permission from the existing group. Agar beta existing group is there, whether I want to inherit this or if I want to attach the existing policies. Okay, so this is important. We need to set this, attach the existing policies directly. So I'm going to click on this one. So when you click on attach existing policies directly, beta, you will see there are a lot of security policies here. We need not to, don't worry, we need not to understand all of them. And let's suppose I want to provide this user as an administrative access. So this demo user 1, I want to provide this administrative access. That means whatever root user can do, beta jo root user kar sakta hai, I want all the administrative access policies to be given to the this demo user 1. So I have clicked on this. और अगर इसको नहीं, then read only, बेटा read only होगा शायद, read only है. Amazon AppFlower read only. Yeah, you can choose any one. CloudWatch read only, EC2 read only access. You can have any of the policies directly applicable. Now the point is not here to understand कि कौन सा policy लगाना है. So that depends upon business to business, and that depends upon user to user, what kind of user you are going to create. But we need to understand when you will be working in any organization, if your manager says that, okay, Ritu, that you create this 5 users and apply so and so policies, then you need to understand that, okay, how you can apply these policies. I'm going to provide this administrative access. So let's move on to the next one. So showing 753 results. So how many security policies are existing? But existing policies are 753, and I have already told you कि ये तो बेटा existing है. These are already existing. You can write your own policy. See, it is written as create policy. If I'll click on create policy, I'm sorry, a new window has opened. So let me stop the screen share and move to the new window that has opened. But I'm going to move to the new window. When you click on this one, a new window, IAM. If you want to create your new policy, suppose you're working somewhere and yes. So, but I have clicked on the previous window, and जैसे ही मैंने वहाँ पे click किया, the moment I clicked there, so this is the another window that has popped up. So create a policy. If you'll see here, it is written that you can create your own policy. Virtual editor, or I have been talking for the JSON document. So this is a JSON document. Choose a service, and you can choose additional permissions, actions, choose a service. You can choose access analyzer and what service you want to use, elastic beanstalk or read only. Okay, route 53 recovery, and all these services are there. You can choose, and after choosing this, you will see automatically this is the JSON document. But यहाँ पे policies, lot of things are either, if you know directly, you can write it here. आप यहाँ पे खुद की बेटा JSON document create करके you can create the policies, or this is a visual editor. From this you can choose the policies that you want to. Identity store, IAM store. Let's click on this service IAM, and action, specify the action allowed in IAM. I want to list the user, I want to read, write, permission management. So that depends upon what type of services you want to create. Now I'm going to close this one because I am not going to use any such services. I'll be using the existing services. I'm going to remove this one. Let's move back to our management console.
So we are creating our own policies.
Sorry, Saurabh, what are you saying, beta?
But if we are creating our own policies, is there any rules and regulation for writing the policies? Means if we are
Yes,
writing,
yes, yes, yes. I'll tell you how we can create our own policies. Don't worry. Maybe tomorrow's session, we'll be creating our own policies and we'll try to apply. So, say simple JSON document, hardly beta 8 to 10 lines of code is there. उसमें लिखा होगा कि version number, policy name, और assess में given होगा it is global or local, whether it is applicable to which category of users. So इस तरीके की there are few points or the conditions that you need to understand for writing the JSON document. Okay. So if you want to write the JSON document, that you can write it, or if you want to use the visual editor, if you don't want to manually write it, you can do that as well. Okay. So we have been global infrastructure. This is not the हम क्या कर रहे थे? IAM management console. Okay. So we have been discussing on IAM management console. So the demo user one that I have created, I'm going to provide the administrative access. Now let's continue. Next tag, I'm going to click on the next keywords. Keywords बेटा tags आप यहाँ पे add कर सकते हैं, जैसे कि let's suppose मैंने लिख दिया department value. Department can be accounts. Okay. इस तरीके से आप की वैल्यू पेयर की एंड वैल्यू यू कैन ऐड दैट एवरी टाइम एनी यूजर इज गोइंग टू क्रिएट in this you need to specify the department as well and their values as well. Okay, so this you can create. Next, review. So you can, before create user, now you will see username is created, demo user one. AWS type is management console. It required password for this one. Console password type is auto generated. Required password reset, no. Permission boundary not set. Then permission summary, manage policies, administrative access, tags, department and account. But now this user that I have written here is I'm going to create this user. Let's create a user, demo user one. Success, you created a user shown below, demo user one, and password show. See, can you see the password beta? Is everyone can see the password? So this is the random password beta. This is the auto generated password that is being created here, and I have already got a email ID also. Okay, so we need to send, if we want to send an email to the particular user, and in that case beta you can send it there, and you can log in there. Okay, now you can download the CSV file. Now suppose for example, but you have created 100 users. आपने 100 users create कर लिए. Now for the every user you want to store the password, you can download the CSV Excel file from here, and you can work on it. Now let's close this. Let me stop the screen share. Okay, now immediately better the moment I close it here, so you will see it is going to display the user, demo user one have been created. Okay, so you might see that demo user one has already been created. I've created one user. Now MFA, this is multi-factor authentication, none. I have not applied MFA. Password set is already. Last activity, never. Is it belonging to any group? Beta, what is written? It is right now, it is not belonging to any group. So it is not belonging to any group. So I'll try to create one group, user group. Okay. Now you can similarly, beta, you can create a group as well. User group, admin group. This is the admin group. Okay. Now add users to the group. Now earlier beta, this user one I have created, this was simply created creating the user. It was not a part of any of the group, but this time I'm going to click this, that okay, this demo user one should be the part of the admin group. So I've clicked it on there. Okay, create policy. If you want to create the policy, again you can create it. Read only assess is there. For whatever policies you want to have, you can apply it onto there. Let's assume I'm going to have a Okay, first one यही apply. Just stop. The first policy, let's suppose this is what I'm going to apply. Create the group, valid characters. Okay, admin, let's not write this admin, but we are almost going to wrap up our session. I'm going to create this one. So admin user group is created. So group created is admin. Okay, and users kitne beta in this group? Admin. How many users are there? Admin user में users in this group is demo user one. So only one user is there in this group. Okay, username is admin. Permissions you can check that direct only access. This is the permission that is available. Access advisor creation time hai. So everything is present here. Okay, so this is what we have seen in the today's class. But are you? We are going to wrap up our session here only. Are you able to understand whatever we have discussed in the today's class? So from this point onwards, we'll discuss in the tomorrow session. Okay, are you able to understand this? So I hope that you are able to understand how we have created basic introduction, regions, availability zones, edge locations. This is what we have discussed. In IAM users कैसे create करने हैं, what are the roles, policies, groups क्या होते हैं. This is what we have understood. Okay, so whatever we have done, better try to practice this so that you can have a much confidence. So 24 students have joined in the today's class. So this is all for our beta today's session. Thank you for joining the class, and whatever recording beta you'll have, Vishal, just give me a second. Ritu, whatever recording you'll have, better try to upload it onto the drive, or try to share it by some way with the rest of the class, or आप अपने पास रख लो बेटा. At the end of the session you can share it on the drive. Okay, you can do it any of the way. So this is all for our today's session. Thank you for joining the class, and we'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you. You can leave the session. Yes, Vishal, you want to ask something?